So Pixar definitely had a lot of making up to do for Cars 2, and Brave seemed like a pretty good return to form. And despite some shaky parts, it actually is. Brave is about Princess Merida, who's essentially a tomboy. Her mother wants her to be prim and proper, whereas she wants to be free and wild and do as she wishes. Needless to say, her and her mom clash a lot at the start of this movie, and I love this part of the film. There's this moment where Merida and her mom are in two separate places and they're just venting about how the other frustrates them, and the movie cuts back and forth between the two, and it's a really great scene. And I liked how the movie doesn't necessarily pick sides. In some ways, Merida's right, in other ways, the queen is right. And thankfully, the mom never becomes unreasonably stubborn. And there's a moment in the first half where they all just let it out and tell each other what the other's doing to piss them off so much, and to be honest, it kind of got to me. Why can't they just get along? And then comes the part where a lot of people seem to have a problem with. There's a sort of twist kind of thing in the second half where Merida changes her fate. And I honestly had no problem with the twist itself. I thought in concept it was a good way to get Merida and the Queen to see more of each other, but it was how they went about it that made the movie a little shaky in parts. Now, what frustrated me about this is that they could have probably fixed the situation in the second half a lot sooner if they talked to someone about it, and I felt like they were just making things harder for themselves, which postponed things. Now, when they finally tell someone what's going on, it's far too late, and it's after that character that would have been the most help had their own reaction to the problem, and that character just acts unreasonably stubborn, even though they're told, hey, no, don't do that, it's cool. One problem I do have with animated movies in general is that they always do that kind of thing. They always have some of their characters become unreasonably stubborn, and it's just annoying. I can let it go for the most part, but in this movie it just really stood out to me. But despite that and some other shaky things like the shoehorned villain, Pixar still delivered a beautifully animated experience with some strong voice work from the likes of Emma Thompson and Kelly MacDonald that still managed to be fun and engaging. And I think that Brave is, going off of my new rating system, is totally worth seeing in theaters at any price. And I'm going to let my buddy Tim take over from here.
It was good. I wouldn't say it's Pixar's best work, but it was pretty good. The plot pace. Actually, the plot pacing was a bit weird, in my opinion. Like, it had a lot of humor, and it was very light for the first half of it, until when the actual plot kicks in. I won't say what that is, but like up till that point, it was just didn't have any weight, which is odd because in normal Pixar movies, there's a bit of seriousness to them.
Really, I think I like the first 30 minutes probably the best. I like the back and forth between the mom and the daughter.
I'm not saying that was bad. By all means, it was still good. It's just that I was expecting something a little bit heavier, yeah. And it had such a sudden switch midway through the movie that it kind of like I kind of want to blame it on the movie for having two directors, but then again, I can't really blame it on just being two directors. I was really impressed with the graphics, though. Like, I know Pixar just started using this brand new animation software system, and I pretty much looked the whole time like, look at all the things we can do now. Every blade of grass, her riding on the horse, everything was just like they were showing off this really cool new system. Anyways, so yeah, it was worth seeing. It was good overall. I just was expecting more.
Okay, and do you want to give it like a letter rating?
Like a, I don't know, like a B.
Okay.
It wasn't gonna. It's not gonna be one of their masterpieces that everybody goes back to. But it was still good. I'd still see it again.
Thanks, Tim. And if you like this review and you want to see more, please subscribe. I'll really appreciate it. And I'll probably try to do this whole guest reviewer thing a lot more often from now on.